All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of the Pit Corner. We reviewed Creed. We reviewed Bond Number 9. Those are very, very expensive fragrances. I mean, you're talking about upwards of $500 for a bottle. But hey, maybe you don't have $500 to spend on the bottle, but you still want to smell good, right? So with that, I decided let me pull out like 4 fragrances that are, I guess, some of my personal favorites that they're really, really inexpensive and they smell great. Like these things, they smell really, really good. Some of them you would think that it's a $300, $400 bottle, but it's not the price at all. So with that, welcome to the Pit Corner. My name is Raheem Jones, and here we talk about fragrance, we talk about fashion, we talk about tech. And tonight's video is going to be not necessarily cheap fragrances, but definitely fragrances that's more affordable. So with that, I invite you to like, subscribe, and also tap the notification bell so that way when we upload new videos, you get that little ding or that little notification let you know, hey, we're in there, right? So let's go ahead and get started right into the video. First scent that I present to you, this one here, I would say it's great for like young kids. And when I say young kids, kind of old, I mean, kind of OG status, but younger kids, meaning like you're in your 20s, maybe even your early 30s, right? And you want something that smells really, really good, but something that's, affordable. So with that, I present to you CK1 Shock. This is a type of scent, like you could find this at like Walgreens, you could find it probably like your K&Gs and your, what do you call that place? Burlington Coat Factory. Yeah. Took me a second to figure that out, but Burlington Coat Factory. But it's a very inexpensive scent, but this scent smells really good. Like, don't let the price point fool you by any means or any stretch of the imagination. So with this here, let's go ahead and just give it a quick spray. Oh. That smells good. That smells really good. So on the top, you have clementine, lavender, and cucumber. So a very, very, very interesting opening. In the middle, osmanthus, cardamom, basil, and pepper. I definitely pick up the pepper. Almost sneezed there for a second because it's a bit peppery. And then it dries down in the base to tobacco, amber, patchouli, musk, and it has some woodsy notes. So this is for fragrance that it is, it's a very complex fragrance, right? In terms of its profile. Sweet opening, very citrusy opening, has some pepper in there, has some basil, just very interesting mid. Then again, the tobacco. I think the tobacco is probably the star here. When this thing dries down and it gets into that tobacco, you get that mixed with the musk and the woody notes. I mean, it's just a perfect fragrance for any guy, right? You don't even have to be in a tobacco to love this fragrance. I don't have to necessarily wear this the leather jacket and all that stuff. Everybody thinks if you wear a tobacco fragrance that it has to be that combination of style along with it. This thing, in the base, it's not heavy on the tobacco, but the tobacco's there. But the amber helps to smooth it over. You got some patchouli in there. You got the musk, you got the woody notes. So it's a nice combination in there. And it's definitely something that I would highly recommend you get and add to your collection. Now, in terms of price, let's see, this one here, this is a 3.4. So, 3.4 size, 3.4 milliliter. And this one here, you can get it for $33.99 for a 3.4. 33 bucks. And you have the 6.7 that's actually available that you can get for $44.99. It's super cheap, super inexpensive. Fragrance Net, that's where I get all my scents from. Get that little 30% off they always offer you. This is ideal. And again, I think this is something that if you don't have in your collection, just go ahead and just spend the 30 bucks. Go ahead and get it. Add it to your collection. It's another bottle. Something that'll give you a little bit of versatility. So this next one is an interesting one. This one here It's special to me because this is something that I used to wear back in like the 90s when I really started to kind of get into fragrance. Back in the 90s, we had things like Curve. We had, well, we pronounce it Jupe. It's actually pronounced Yope. But we had Yope. We had Issey Miyake. We had the Dolce & Gabbana with the blue top, the original. But we also had this one. Present to you, this is a huge bottle too. One of my favorites, Chrome Azzaro. Chrome Azzaro, again, this is something I wore back in the 90s. Just smells absolutely amazing. Something that's perfect for this time of year too. Spring, summertime, this is absolutely perfect. Yeah. Wow. This took me straight back to 1999. Straight back there. With this one here, lemon, bergamot, pineapple, rosemary, and neroli in the top. That combination, when I tell you, when this sucker opens up, it's instant summertime. Instant summertime. In the middle, you have jasmine, oak moss, coriander, cyclamen, which I have no idea what that is, by the way. It's just one of the notes. And then in the base, this thing dries down to get this: sandalwood, tonka bean, musk, cedar, cardamom. So when you initially spray it, you get that real bright opening with the lemon and the bergamot and the pineapple and all these citrusy things. And then it's also cut with that rosemary. You get that rosemary and that neroli. Neroli is a very, very, very distinct note. So you kind of pick that up, and that is kind of like what cuts the citrus in the beginning. It just opens up so beautifully. And then in that dry down, again, you're getting down to tonka bean, which is very sweet, sandalwood, musk, cedar, cardamom. This is a great fragrance throughout, start to finish. Azzaro is one of my favorite fragrance makers. And again, this particular scent, you don't got to spend a gazillion dollars for it. This one here is the 6.8, and the price of this huge bottle is 73 bucks. But you can get a 3.4 for like 50 bucks. 50 bucks. And again, it smells good. Like this here, again, I got the big bottle. I mean, I would recommend, you know, if you can get the big bottle, go ahead and get the big bottle because, you know, you have more to spray. But that one there, that one's a special one. I really like it. Highly recommend that one. It's just, it's really, really nice. Now this next one is really interesting. You know, talk about a blast in the past. Now this particular brand, everybody knows it from the 90s on up. But this particular scent, I don't know if it came out like later in the 90s or if it came out in the 2000s, but it came out after. This is like a flanker of the original. But let me just go ahead and jump right to it. Present to you David Off. Everybody knows about this one, Cool Water. But this one here is different. This is Cool Water Intense. I believe this is the Eau de Parfum. So it's a perfume concentrate, but this is the Intense. This is not the original Cool Water. This one here, wow. Perfect for summer for sure. Perfect, absolutely perfect for summer. This one here is fairly simple in terms of its DNA. Green mandarin in the top, coconut water in the middle, amber in the base. That's it. 3 notes. Fairly simple. That green mandarin is very bright in the beginning. It's very sweet. Coconut water, it's just, you know, dry down into amber. This is perfect for the summertime. You go to the beach, spray that on. It smells really, really good. And again, going with the theme, not expensive. Not expensive at all. This one here, this is only a 2.5 milliliter. I'm sorry. This is a 0.75 milliliter, 2.5 fluid ounces. So it's a 2.5 ounce, a smaller bottle, But if you get the bigger bottle, it's going to only run you about 60 bucks for the bigger bottle for the 4.2. And then for the 2.5, which is this one, you're looking at like $46.99. So you might as well go ahead and just spend, you know, the extra money and get the 4.2. This one, again, it smells great. Cool water intense. Takes you back to blast of the past. So this one here, this is one of those scents that you spend a little bit of money on, and because of how it's built, I mean, this thing could pass off as a $600, you know, bottle of cologne. It's very interesting. Let me just go ahead and just jump right to it. Raghba. This is something I've recommended to some friends of mine. They've purchased it. They love it. This is something that I just love the smell of this. It's pretty amazing what it has. Not being dramatic, this stuff smells good. It smells really, really good. Let's just go ahead and just break it down real quick. Vanilla in the top, oud, incense. This is what you're smelling from the gate. Usually vanilla is usually down in the base. It's a good note to build your scent off of, but this is in the top. It's so sweet. It's so, and then the oud oud is so distinct. I mean, anybody who knows about oud, you know how oud smells. The oud is in there. It's cut with the vanilla. You also have in the middle sugar and sandalwood, and then this is going to dry down to musk and amber. So you got this like deep, sweet, smooth, smoky kind of feel with this here. This is the 3.4 ounce bottle, and it's not expensive. We'll go ahead and just get into the drum roll and the price of this, because you're not going to believe the price. Like, you're going to be completely shocked. But so the price of this one, 3.4, $27.99. $27.99 for this. Less than $30. They even have some of them that come in a set where you get like an additional like deodorant spray or something like that with it. I'm not a fan of the sets. I always say go for the bigger bottle if, you know, the bigger bottle's an option and it's a little bit more money. But with this, $27, and it smells amazing. It smells on par with something that can be $150, $200, $300. Just because of how it's designed in a note breakdown. But it's something that's very heavy, so be very careful when wearing it in the high heat. Something that is going to last a long time as well. You'll probably get a good, you know, I would say 8 hours, 8 to 10, probably out of that particular fragrance. So it's long lasting, smells great, has a great structure to it, and it's something that I highly recommend. That's the end of our video. Thank you again for tuning in. Please continue to support, like, subscribe, follow us on TikTok and on Instagram at The Pick Corner. And we're going to continue to keep this thing rolling. We will continue to, you know, put together content that's interesting and try to, you know, give you guys insight into some of the different fragrances that's out there. And with that, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.